feel like this is coming up in all of our client conversations lately.
What I'm excited about is the opportunity to continue to lean back into kind of the basics of just
Yeah.
building like the authenticity offline and online as well.
Like we remember what we do on a tactical day to day, but we forget like how it's impacting people. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Out and About podcast, where we break down all things marketing in financial services. So, especially what we're seeing and what we're not. Oh, I always say that wrong. What we're seeing working and the stuff that's not working, which is exactly what we're going to dive into today. So, had to say that right. So, whether you've been in the marketing seat for your whole career or just sat down and not sure where to start, we're here to support. So, Lauren is with me today again, and we're talking about a very hot topic, client referrals. I feel like this is coming up in all of our client conversations lately, how to get clients to bring in more business. So that's going to be a whole can of worms. So shall we dive in?
Yeah, let's do it. It's such a hot topic right now. Honestly, it's been a hot topic for a while, but I feel like it's come up more and more. So
Agreed.
something's in the water.
Something's in the water. I know. Yeah. Well, we'll get into it. Yeah, we have theories, but so what are you saying yes to? What are you excited about when it comes to client referrals?
Um, Honestly, the authentic conversations that can happen around client referrals, which I know might sound kind of silly, but with like the world of AI today and everything feeling so just like M dash everywhere and plug and play, it just if there it just strips the human component. And I feel like the financial services industry at large is so about people and
Yeah.
to not forget that. And referrals are so about people and trust. So
Hmm.
what I'm excited about is the opportunity to continue to lean back into kind of like the original, the basics of just
Yeah.
building like the authenticity offline and online as well. So
Yeah. That's such a good point. Okay, so what I was going to say is sort of the opposite, which
what are
is
you gonna say?
yeah, well, it's just I get really excited when we're talking with clients about referrals and they talk about having like an internal hub, like a
Mm,
intranet sort of thing of like client stories or, success stories that they've had where so advisors or teammates or just anyone in the sort of sales or business development position can like tap back into like reminding themselves of what they've done for clients to get those stories
yeah,
going. So I get excited when firms are up for having those
kind of
intranet.
mentors. Yes,
Yeah, yeah, some sort of resource internally.
totally.
Yeah, I feel like it can be easy to kind of forget what you do on a, like you said, on a human level. So I guess maybe it is sort of the same. Like we remember what we do on a tactical day to day, but we forget like how it's impacting people. So
Yeah,
that's
totally.
so. Okay, well, first of all, I just said firms and things like that, but as I mentioned at the beginning, we serve financial services across the board. So we want to talk today a little about various, so RIA space, but also payroll or banking, or because I know there's some compliance things that going on with, especially in the RIA space, SEC rules and things like that. But sometimes we can tap into other types of firms and companies to kind of get some fresh ideas,
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
spin our wheels. Okay, you're gonna see me looking over here because honestly, like I said, this comes up all the time in our client conversation. So we have some super nitty-gritty questions.
Do it.
Think that we want to like dive into. I know Lauren, you have some too. So just I think the reason this is such a big topic is because a lot of times word of mouth and referrals is the top source, right? And so they're like, oh, so we talk with firms, we re-strategize at the end of the year, looking into the new year, and it's like, okay, well, if this is working, we should do more of what's working, right? That's the logic. But then how do we actually do that? Like
Hmm.
what's the next step? So yeah, I guess that's the first question. Big picture, how do we get more clients to refer business to your company?
Okay, so I was given some advice a while ago that I felt like was really beneficial, which is okay. Well, this seems like an obvious marketing play, but like you have to know your target audience, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So with that, and this is probably no surprise to any listener, the people that are going to refer you business are the ones that are like really, really close to your target market, where they're a
Yeah.
trusted ally. So, like, it could be in a consultancy, we see CPAs, we see other business owners, like you think about like the payroll space or 401(k) space, like referring,
Mhm.
this is someone that I worked with, a trusted resource. If it's like in the advisor space, it could be one of their current clients has a friend, but they're a trusted partner, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about your COIs, you might have a lot of contacts, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're like really, really close to those specific COIs
Yeah.
or excuse me, to your specific client. So
Yeah.
the first thing to do is kind of audit your list.
Yeah.
Start to go through your list and ask yourself, like, is this a true COI? Like someone that's literally like a trusted resource back and forth to my prospective clients. And if not, that's okay. You can put them on the like network list or community list or something like that. But your true COIs are the ones that you're going to want to nurture. And when I say nurture, this might sound weird from a marketer, but that doesn't mean you're going to put them down this drip campaign that just feels automated.
Yeah.
It's got to come from like a genuine place because again, a referral is coming from a place of trust. So these are the people that you might have like a blog post that you wrote and you're like, oh my gosh, it makes me think of, I don't know, John, who's a consultant at so and so. And like, this was the exact thing we were talking about yesterday or like last week. Let me shoot that over to him. It might be meaningful. Or,
Mhm.
um, you want to add value. These are the people that you're going to want to check in with on a regular basis. If they're coming into town or you're going to a conference, you're going to want to make an effort to see them. You're going to want to add value to their lives and to be able to stay top of mind. So, be really clear about who your referrals are or who your COIs, like true COIs are that could actually refer business. And frankly, it might only be like a half a dozen people, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
It's not very big. That's what we hear all the time.
Yeah,
Well, so I also think it's important to really narrow down that target market too, because it can from the client referral side of things, you could start getting people to refer, but if they're not your target, if you're not your
yeah,
like ideal, then you're just getting business in that doesn't feel good.
yeah.
So I think that's going to be part of it too, is making sure that you're really narrowing down not only who's going to give you a referral, but also that they're referring in the right type of people, so you don't feel like
That's
you're spinning
right.
your wheels and getting frustrated. So, okay, so then the big question is always like, do we just ask clients for referrals? Like, how do we start? Like, how do we go about that?
Can be kind of awkward, right?
Yeah, super
But
awkward.
like, I kind of like to say sometimes that the best marketing is the marketing you don't even know you're being marketed to. And
Yeah.
I'd say that with referrals, because sometimes it feels really awkward. Like, okay, are you ready to like sending this email? Like, do you know
Yeah.
anyone that can work with us? Kind of, it just feels awkward sometimes, and it feels like I don't know, disingenuous or like it's like a motion, like a transaction. So I think
Yeah.
part of it is like you have to own and like the intuition for when's the time to write, like you to ask for that referral. And it might be a conversation you're having with someone and they just like said, we're just so grateful that, you helped us see these things that we didn't see about our financial
Mhm.
situation, or you just helped us like make our payroll processing so much easier, or now I have access to this loan. Like I'm just so grateful. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad we were able to help you with that. That's an opportunity to ask. Like we're in a stage of looking to help others. Like let us know if there's anything we can do, or we're having this event and we like, do you want to join? Do you know anyone else that could join? It's got to come through like an authentic value add. It's sometimes it's about the timing
Yeah.
and when to ask, and not just this like transaction of like, okay, every quarter I'm going to send
Yeah.
an email that asks for
Your
referrals unless
annual
that's
review
right for your
ends with, yeah.
yeah, unless that's right for your business. I mean, what do you think about that? Because it's like kind of awkward,
Yeah,
right?
I think you were touching on you were hitting on something a second ago, which I think is part of it too. Sometimes I feel like you don't necessarily have to like ask for the referral, but sometimes people don't know you want a referral. So I
Yeah,
love how you said like so the conversation is going, oh my goodness, you helped us so much, get this loan and now our business is growing, or payroll finally is working proper, whatever the thing is. You finally helped us through this thing. I think you can like I think that's an opportunity to say that's what we love to do. We love to do that for people, and we'd love to continue to do that for more people if you ever hear of anyone. I mean, like it could just be that simple, but I
totally.
think it's framing it less in like can you send us a referral? And more like, that's what gets us excited. That's what we love to do. We'd love to do more of that. That's the
Yeah,
impact we want to have in the world. It's almost like going back to your mission statement or something. And so it's
totally.
like the
It's
task.
like
Yeah.
it's this opportunity where it's like your passion shines and you get to meet that ask, which is why
Yes.
we love doing that. And and it's exactly what you said. I'll just sound like a broken record. So yeah.
Yeah. But I guess part of that then is, it's not a marketing tactic. It really has to come from the culture of the firm.
Hmm.
Um, so
Yeah,
that's something we've worked with a lot with clients. How do you build that referral culture within the firm or the company, or just like how do you make that a thing without becoming a salesy salesy team? Because I think that's what it
totally.
always is.
We've talked about like culture champions before here within
Yeah.
our own company,
Yeah.
and being able to set those tones to be able to model examples. I think that's one thing. If there's someone that's really kind of championing that or leading that, to be able to put that on a public spotlight, like an all hands meeting or maybe through like an award of something and calling out and seeing like that's a model for what others can do, and
Mhm.
having that regular drumbeat of values and having that be really kind of like showcased. Like I know here we do like shout out channels, right? On Slack, we are really honoring and celebrating different things that people are doing to really kind of live out that culture and those values.
Yeah, and
So I,
also,
yeah,
sorry, can you put a pin in that? Because also in those channels, I think it's a matter of calling out again what makes clients happy, right?
yeah,
So like, I'm just thinking of some examples. We just built a website. The client raved about, like, every time we're on the call with them, they love the new website. So it's always reminding the team they love the design, they love the look and feel, they love how easy it is to use, like those specifics, so that it's built into the culture of like, oh, that's what we're really good at. We're really
yeah.
good at these things that make clients happy.
Yeah, totally. And then I think hitting in from I'll call it like a business like KPI perspective. I think about we talk a lot about net promoter score,
Yeah.
and really
Yeah.
talking about client satisfaction and showcasing those kind of numbers, why it's important, and then letting that waterfall into things like the shout out channels, the culture of really kind of like raising up what our strengths are, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So those are ways. I think also helping folks on this is a very tactical thing, but getting into a pattern of awareness
Yeah.
around what content has gone out. And what I mean by
Yeah.
that is like maybe a really great podcast on a certain, I don't know, like a end of your charitable planning went out. That could be really beneficial to a lot of your clients. Or maybe there's some like upsell sheet or something like that that somebody else has seen success with and they can tell that case study. Sharing that with the group and encouraging other people to share, to be
Mhm.
able to stay top of mind with others, to be able to add that value in meetings. So I think culturally, internally, like sharing those, as we were talking about earlier, those success stories, but then arming it with content that
Mhm.
can be leveraged to be able to further narrate kind of like the why or
Mhm.
the upsell or whatever it might be. So,
Yeah, so I feel like that's a really important, dive into the tactical side of things is, um, I have some specific questions of what we see haven't worked, but one thing that can work is, like you said, value add type. So we wrote a really good blog and making sure that your clients are seeing that, if it's again on point to their target and their pain points and things like that, or your target market, their pain points, your solutions. Um, but just getting it, making sure you're getting it in front of them on a regular basis, whether that's in your newsletter, making sure all your clients are in your newsletter, or
yeah,
or maybe it's one off. Somebody who's in the business development seat is sending a one off, but hey, if you know anyone that could help, could benefit from this. We're working with a
yeah,
client on this right now, actually. I can't say what it is, but they help people in a sort of a certain emotional time of life. And they've written a whole guide on it, and they've broken it down into some emails and social posts and things like that. And it is very much that, like, okay, you might not need this, but you might know someone who needs this. And so it's
yeah,
not like we're asking for a referral, but it's, here's a free resource that could help somebody through this sort of emotional time. And then at least they know that this firm exists, right? Because
totally.
they wouldn't have
So
known before.
makes me think about, I'm sure you've received or others that are listening have received this. So Have you ever gotten, this feels a little old school, but like a snail mail note from someone, like a card or a clip from a newspaper or
Yeah.
something, and you get it from
It's
them and
like
you
the
open it
standard,
up?
like your aunt cuts out the
Yes.
newspaper.
Yes. Like a mentor, somebody, and you're like, they like wrote something to you that was just like, I mean, that just really like stood out to you, right? Or like this article made me think of you. And you're like, I always, if I got those, I was like, wow, like this person, like
They
they
thought
really
of
took the
me.
effort. They
Yeah.
thought of me. Like, I mean, honestly, it's stuff I've kept, it's
Yes.
like,
Same.
yeah, and it meant something. And like the same thing can happen by just taking the effort. You have to put in the effort, right? They took effort to put in that note, sending a warm note to someone to be like, this made me think of you in our conversation and blah, blah, blah. Like, that feels so authentic and genuine. And that's basically the same thing. It's just making the effort to be able to leverage something that you saw that could help somebody at this stage of their lives.
Yeah.
And
And
so
then so then
that's
it's
that's a
trying to get
feeling.
yeah, so then it's helping clients be able to do that as well. So like you
Yeah.
send it to your client Bob and hopefully he knows, oh, Sarah could really benefit from this. And so making things easily shareable and forwardable and
Yeah.
all of that. Okay,
Yeah.
here's a deep tactical question. So putting like at the bottom of a newsletter, forward this to a friend. Have we seen any impact with that?
No, don't waste your time on it. We've tested it. We've seen it because we've had clients. We have to do this, and we literally like tested it like for a hot minute, like over a year. It's going to be at the footer of the email. We've seen it in all different forms and fashions. The click rate on that is like
Yeah.
not totally zero, but like pretty close to it. It's very low.
Yeah. Well,
Which
it has to,
okay,
I think
yeah,
to
go
me,
ahead.
referrals have to not feel like a tactic. I think that's the reality.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it feels like an easy thing to pop in there, but like people want to refer because they want to help somebody else, right?
There it is.
They
Yep.
trust you, like
Yep.
you make them look good, and they want to make sure that the person that they're sending in is gonna actually add value. Because if not, then it starts to erode that trust, right? So
Yeah.
that's part of it. It's a very high trust kind of thing, and that's why you can close them faster because if you are crushing it, like not just the close, but actually the longevity of the relationship, then it's going to keep paying itself forward.
Yeah.
So, and that person who referred is going to keep referring because they know that whoever they're going to refer in is going to take good care. They
Mhm.
know they've been taken really well care of.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Okay, so what about invite a friend type of events, like client events that you can bring a friend to? Thoughts on
yeah,
that?
we slow to close.
Yeah.
But yes, that is a tactic that you can deploy. What have you seen in talking with clients too?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it has to be, I mean, if you look at the numbers, like the steak dinner type of thing still works. So, I mean, it's still out there for a reason. But I do think that more creative thinking around it is more effective. So again, going back to your target market and like so things like I don't know, like special events, curated type of events, special
Yeah,
experiences and opportunities that people wouldn't have otherwise. So it doesn't feel like a sales pitch, but it feels like, oh, this company that I work closely with got us this, I don't know, art. I can't think of anything, right? But like this
yeah,
museum, the art museum opportunity, so we
yeah,
get to go and talk with the museum curator or
yeah.
something.
Like behind the scenes
It's a
kind of
behind the
thing.
scenes type of thing. I think
Yeah,
that's effective or more effective. Um, or also just like uh oh, sorry, thought just I had an example come into my mind, so the other thought just went away. But the other one is networking type of thing. So like if you're serving all doctors, doctors not a good example, and a lot of professionals are not because they don't have time.
busy. Yep.
Yeah, but if there are other people who, basically like salespeople or, other people who need to network, things
But
like
going
that.
back to the doctor's example, it could be like CE credits, right? Or something
Yes.
like that. You're able to pair with somebody that can
Yes.
ripple effect. So
And
it's like,
learning events we have seen work really well. So like
mhm,
not just like the standard steak dinner retirement planning, but like deeper emotional retirement planning, how to choose a retirement home, like those, or retirement living situation, like those types of things where it's true learning.
Yeah,
I think those can be effective as well because then you're like, yeah,
totally.
I should bring Sally. She's been wondering about this.
I mean, the key on all this, I feel like, is you're actually impacting someone's life in a positive way. It's a
Yeah,
value add. If
valid.
it's a, I thought of you when I read this and I thought, it might be beneficial in your life, or maybe someone else that went through a similar situation, or if it's inviting them to an event that makes them feel special, like you're adding value. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to add value, create impact, make a difference. Like that's the stickiness to the relationships too. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the reason my thought got stuck because I was thinking we have a real estate company that we worked with. I mean personally, not a, not an
yeah,
out,
yeah.
but they always do. They have like their standard events, every year, and they do like it's certain like so Thanksgiving they do like all their old clients get a free pie and things like that. I don't know how effective that is. I've never been to one of those, but I think the more effective ones are like the experience, like they do like a summer barbecue, like
Mm,
movie on the big screen for the kids kind of thing.
yeah,
Those are probably more effective. Or like, oh, this
yeah,
would be a fun thing to go do.
yeah,
Um, yeah. And then you bring a friend.
totally.
Sorry, the
I know.
dog
And
keeps on
you
barking.
stay top of mind and you're like, this person's not been in my life for a long time, but they keep adding value in my life. And then when somebody else has a conversation, you're like, this is a great group to talk with. So, especially if you had a good, experience to start with.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Anything else that we should cover? I feel like there's a I'm over here scrolling. My
Mm.
dogs have decided they need to eat right now, or they have opinions on re referrals. So hopefully they're not making. Oh, I know what I was going to mention too. NPS scores. I feel like those and I think you mentioned in our notes here, so I'm going to take it away from you. But Google reviews, like asking for other things that might just kind of trigger referral thinking. So
Mhm.
can you fill out this NPS survey or and end of your client survey, things like that can kind of just trigger
Yeah.
around
Okay.
it.
So that brings up a point that I think is worthwhile to like distinguish. I feel like when you talk about referrals, right? There's almost like two parts. There's like how do you ask for the referral and then the
Yeah.
nurturing of your
Yeah, 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 yeah.
COIs. So that's a great way I feel like to nurture, I'll call it like COIs and clients, is be able to stay top of mind, might ask for something. It could be what have you. It just creates an opportunity to be able to kind of like showcase that I'm thinking of you sort of thing. The
Mhm.
asking for the referrals is like I feel like if you were gonna put these into like a pie or something
Yeah.
like that, you're gonna want the nurturing part to be like 90% and the asking to be like 10%, but the ask feels like it's in a way where it's like genuine. So like optically, it feels
Yeah.
much more like nurturing than ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause the
Yeah.
ask will come naturally sort of out of it. At least that's kind of my
I agree.
vibe of it. Um, so yeah, I think that's a good way to just stay top of mind of like you finished your relationship, you kind of hadn't asked for anything in a while. You want to ask for a referral, you can do that. Another thing that this sounds, I don't know, maybe might sound silly, but we're getting ready to send our holiday cards. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of, I realized last year, like we sent some of the holiday cards to no man's land and they were returned.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we better get the addresses right. So we spending some
Yeah.
time this year reaching out, like literally asking at a form, like, what's your, address and going through both referrals and community, right? I know, hype up.
I know.
Um,
It's
but
a
like
yeah.
it's cool because people are like, we're getting conversations going, like it's put some meetings on the calendar, it's just
Yeah.
staying top of mind. Like it's another way to nurture contacts in a way where it's like, we're thinking of you. We want you to know you're part of our circle. And I'm going to make the effort to not just send you a holiday card, but like start a conversation leading up to it.
Yeah,
So little things like that.
I think that distinction is really important, that it's not just the ask, but just like how are you maintaining a relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like recently, there's a group that we've been uh, like building relationship with, and they have um, events that they throw, like sponsorship events.
Yeah.
And they're like, we want you to join. Like it's gonna be in your area. Come and like this will be great for you because we're rubbing shoulders with like your
Yeah.
natural network, right? So it's that kind of stuff. It's like adding people in the fold
Yeah.
where it's like actually a value to them.
Yeah. I think that's the big takeaway is are you actually bringing value or are you just asking for sales? And
Yeah, are you just a transaction?
yeah, that's the big difference. And I,
Oh, that reminds me. I think a lot of people think they need to send tons of trinkets,
yeah. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
it can be good to stay top of mind, something out of the box, but like trinkets aren't going to close the referral, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have
Yeah.
to still do the outreach. So,
I agree. And maybe we can link it in here, but also just if you are going to do gifts, make sure they're meaningful. I know we just worked with someone with a Napa article.
yeah.
We've been sharing that one, which is really good. We'll link it here too, but just making sure gifts are actually
Yeah.
meaningful and thoughtful and not just, like you said, the latest trinket.
Yeah, totally. With your logo all over it. I don't think anybody wants like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe
your
they
own
do if they work
team.
for you. They
Yeah,
work,
your
you
own
know?
team maybe. We love our out and
Yeah.
about stuff, but like not everybody wants an out and about mug and
Yeah.
all the things. So cool. Okay, so what's your number one takeaway? That's always the main question. What do I go do? That's one thing.
Make it authentic, make it real, come from a place of authenticity. I don't know, all these different ways to slice and dice it. But yeah, like if you're gonna ask for a referral, make sure that it's like I guess like let's just put the ask aside. It's important to nurture.
Yeah,
Just come from an authentic place of nurturing and adding value first, and then the referrals will they'll follow. So
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, that would be I'd say something similar. Just make sure that you're bringing real value to your marketing and to your relationships and all the things. And then I think it'll go from there. So
yeah.
awesome. Well, anything else we need to cover? We're good?
Oh, we could be here for a while. I feel like we go down all kinds of rabbit holes. So we better wrap it up or else
I've
we'll
been
be
trying
like
to keep
recording all day.
on task. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. My dog is about ready to knock over the computer, so hopefully he doesn't.
He's
But
a big dog, just for everyone's reference. He's not a pup, like a little guy. So
okay. He's decided we are done. But
sweet
anyway,
little pup.
yeah,
Not
thanks
pup little. Sorry.
everyone. He's not offended. He thinks he's little. So. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. If you love this conversation and want to see more, hear more, make sure you go down about communications.com/community. Sign up for the newsletter there. Speaking of value, we're always trying to make sure we're adding checklists and downloadables and all kinds of stuff in those monthly newsletters. He's crazy. So, yeah, make sure you sign up for that and we'll keep the conversations going.